Hey, I'm Andy. We're back with another spy psychology series, and we're back with how to cloak. So, I know there's an art to it, although I would argue that a lot of people will just cloak when they think they're about to be sneaky. But like if I remember right, watching the How It Feels to Play Spy, I don't think he mentioned anything about cloaking on water, because cloaking on water will, like, if I remember right, unless they changed it after I played, like, I remember if you get in water and get out, you will have like water droplets on you, so it'll make it really easy for the enemy team to see if you're cloaked or not. So yeah, there's that. And cloaking does make a loud noise, so people will be aware of that. And other than that, I don't know. It's been a while since I played Spy, so I don't, like, I'm sure there's nuances when I cloak, but I just can't, like, remember it off the top of my head. Foreign music, these captions. What's this map? Very spooky. Oh. Wait, does it? I don't think it casts a shadow. I guess this is just for the video's effect and all that. That does happen though, it just disappears. The health and the ammo. Alright.
Spy can be a bit of an everywhere man. If a spy knows how to use his cloak effectively, he can just sort of show up from wherever, kill someone, and then just vanish in front of you to the point you swear he's somehow using ender pearls. Cloak is an invisibility mechanic, sure, but there are a whole lot of factors you have to take into account when using it.
Oh yeah.
Depending on what you're using it for.
Also depending on the gear you have too, right? Because like some, it was like you have, if like I don't know the exact stats, but wasn't there like one where if you're there's like the dead ringer where you cloak and then it acts like you killed someone and then you just cloak away, or no, it acts like they killed you and you cloak away. My mistake. So there's that. There's like the normal cloak where you just cloak and you can pick up ammo to recharge your cloak, stuff like that.
The cloak has two main uses: getting behind the enemy and escaping them. So in order to utilize it for those purposes, let's go over how it works.
Right click, I think.
Now, you have three options for the cloak.
A dead ringer.
But let's just ignore these two and stick with stock, since it's the base stats.
Fine.
The end of this watch lasts 10 seconds at a full charge, but you can refill it mid-cloak by picking up ammo. But bumping into or taking damage from an enemy player will make you visible for a brief second. So, ideally, you'll want to avoid that.
Forward!
Yeah, debuffs with a visual effect like Afterburn, Bleed, Mad Milk, or Girardi remain visible while you're cloaked. So, don't bother cloaking while you're under their effects.
Wait, so they changed the water? Because I remember, like, it's similar to the Mad Milk, but yeah. I remember distinctly, like, when spies were in the water, they cloaked. You could see them. So,
Right? Wrong. While you can be seen, being cloaked halves the duration of debuffs, thus getting rid of them quicker. Alongside this, you have a 20% damage resistance while cloaked, which in some cases might be just enough to keep you alive.
I don't think
Cloaking and
remember
decloaking
that.
takes a brief second, and you have to be fully uncloaked before you can attack. Also, speaking of uncloaking, it makes a noise.
Yeah.
We'll get back to this. Though while cloaked, the spy will not say any voice lines automatically, like reacting to the cart stopping or taking damage. However, voice commands retain their full functionality, allowing you to send the local intel NG into a psychiatric ward.
Proximity chat.
This is the first use of Cloak, and the reason the spy can appear from pretty much wherever. The first thing you should do is avoid letting the enemy even know you're coming.
Imagine if you're able to like hold yourself onto the like a corner ceiling like that. That'll make it even more strong.
Figure out where the main fights are happening and start cloaking right before rounding the corner to where it is, so that nobody even sees you cloak. Typically, you want to take corners wide to avoid bumping into players that you might be passing through.
Yeah, I'll always take like the path least traveled, and even then try and not go where you think the enemy's gonna go, because even in the path least traveled, there will still be some people going that path. So you would want to like not really hug the walls, but let's say like if this is the path, then just like he said, just go around.
Which is easy to do in open areas. You'll want to give the enemy as little information to work with to know when and where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Since it's a lot harder to stop a threat you don't even know is coming. But it's not impossible.
I mean, if this sniper had the Machina, it would have got a double kill right there.
I've said this in other videos, but you really need to consider crossfire, especially from classes that like to spam explosives down choke points. Avoiding it comes down to your movement and map knowledge. Map knowledge is very helpful for finding paths that are less likely to be congested.
Yeah, as a spy, do not go in this cloaked. Do not go in this area cloaked.
With players, or just knowing where players are more or less likely to walk. Your movement comes into play with avoiding the fire of players that you do encounter. Map knowledge is also very helpful when it comes to knowing the locations of ammo packs. As mentioned before, if you're using stock invis or any of the reskins, you can refill mid-cloak by picking up ammo packs. If you know the locations of ammo packs on a map...
I wonder though, if you're cloaked and disguised as the enemy team, could you, in theory, idle at a dispenser to get the cloak recharge? Like I said, it's been a while since I played, so I don't remember if that was a thing or not. Cause like it makes sense if you're cloaked and not disguised, so you won't get the dispenser stuff. But I don't remember if you're disguised as the enemy team and then cloak, if you can get if you can just leech off their supplies. Probably not, right?
Map and how likely they are to have been used up at a given time, it can allow you to plan out where you go to get behind the enemy lines while extending your cloak with ammo packs.
Jeez.
Just know that people can see health and ammo packs disappear.
Yeah.
Let's have a practical example. On Badwater, as blue team, the tunnel where the cart goes isn't usually subject to crossfire until someone pushes the cart into it.
Yeah.
When coming out of the tunnel, there's also an ammo pack to the left to refill your cloak that by this point in the round is unlikely to be used.
Which is why I said, like, at that example earlier where they were pushing it in during, like, it was in the tunnel, which is why I said, don't go in that tunnel.
Engineers like to set up here, and snipers like to sit here. Alternatively, if the path below is being spammed, or you want to get behind faster, you can take the path to the left, snagging the big ammo pack here, or decloaking amongst these rocks. Or you could go through the area to the right, and use the open area to try and avoid crossfire. Those were the options you had on just the first point of Badwater alone.
There's a lot more.
Imagine
to this
that
map.
thought process for the entire map. That'd make a good series, actually. Spy checking is...
Well, John Madden's spy tactics just draws all over the map.
something to be aware of, especially if you've already been causing problems for the enemy team. Pyros are particularly good at catching you out for obvious reasons. But again, the best thing you can do against spy checking players is using open areas, as it allows you to stay out of a pyro's effective range, dodge projectiles, and have bullets spread from classes like the Heavy, making it harder to track you. For example, the intel room of Capture the Flag Well is amazing for this. As this room is so big, it's incredibly difficult to find a good spy in here if he gets enough distance from you.
Oh, I remember this area. I don't know. They probably patched it, right? But I believe we were able to build up here, right? Like there was space enough to build up here if you're able to get up here by using like teleporter trickery 'Cause I remember it was like you would try like build a dispenser, get on top of the dispenser, and then place the teleport up there, and then you'll be able to get up there. But yeah, I don't know if they fixed that.
Patience can also help a lot. Just waiting for a good opening can be what you need to get past.
Oh, I have that sapper.
Though of course once you decloak, you don't want to decloak behind someone to discover they know what the decloak sound is.
Because they can hear you.
Unless you think they're really new or seem to have their audio turned off.
Dude, he's deaf to the Razorback!
Avoid decloaking right behind players in quiet places. Though, there are a few tricks to mask the sound. 1. Using walls or being in another room typically makes the sound harder to hear. Without going too much into the specifics, a good thing to do is break line of sight before decloaking. 2. Using other sounds to mask the sound of the decloak. As when there's not much other sound, it's pretty easy to hear one isolated sound. But when there's lots of other noise going on, it becomes really difficult to make out individual noises that come from the game into your ears.
Yeah.
Plan things out, don't get bumped or hit by crossfire, and don't be silly with your decloaks. But now, for the other use of Cloak. Get in with Cloak, get out.
Escaping really depends on the situation. Like, if they don't notice you, then sure, you can make an escape really easily. If you try to do like a stab and fail, or do a stab but then like there's teammates that you didn't see and they spot you and you try to cloak and get away, getting out of there even when you're trying to cloak it's not impossible, but it's tough depending on like the play group and all that too.
Unless you're using a certain knife, backstabs are pretty loud.
Okay.
And when people look at a spy,
those are the
they have
one,
this
right?
near irresistible urge to hunt them down.
Like, I'm sure they had more knives since I played, but wasn't there one? I know there was like the icicle one where they freeze when they die. I mean the stock one. Oh, what else was there? Was like the one I know they talked about in How It Feels to Play, like when you stab them you immediately disguise into them. I think that was one as well.
Knowing this, we should learn how to get out of those situations. First thing to note is, like I said before, backstabs are loud.
Yeah.
Unless you're confident the enemy is really distracted, it's good to get into the habit of cloaking immediately after kill, so that by the time anyone reacts, you're already in the process of getting away. Another big tip is to pick your fights.
Oh yeah.
As good as you can get at evasion, you can't just play like an overly aggressive scout and get away with it. I'm gonna go right in and attempt to backstab the entire enemy team.
I mean, it's always fun to like charge in, like when you know they have like an engineer nest and like and soldiers guarding it, snipers guarding it. It's fun to, as a scout, to just take a bonk and then charge in and distract the turrets for the team, right? It's not the smartest thing to do, but it sure is fun. Oh jeez.
No. Don't put yourself in those situations.
Oh yeah, you didn't even get the
away with it.
Let me see that again. Yeah, so there's two medics here. So I've learned in the comments that like in higher skilled lobbies, like pro lobbies or whatever you call them, it's better to get rid of the medics first, despite whatever opportunities you may have, because they might have an Uber that they might cast, or they might heal other people, and that might cause more issues and stuff like that. So you stab the pyro, and then tried to stab, and then stab the demo man, but then left the two medics alive, and then he died. Okay.
No. Don't put yourself in those situations. The spy is very easy to kill if caught out.
Oh yeah.
So just be careful.
But then again,
no.
the spy forgot he had a pistol, or I guess not a pistol, but a revolver he could use.
No.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
Don't
Of
forget
course,
you have a
when you
revolver.
cloak, people can see the direction you went when you were cloaking, which
Yeah.
may seem like a weakness, but
No,
in
you
reality,
can bait them.
it allows you to create illusions.
Yeah, you can bait them.
Cloak illusions are when you fake doing one thing while you're cloaking, but instead switch action the moment your cloak is complete. The most basic example of this is running one way when your cloak starts, and immediately changing directions once you're fully cloaked.
Yep.
Using this trick alone will drastically increase your survivability, but note that if for any reason you become temporarily visible, i.e. damage or debuffs,
They will
you'll want
spot
to
you.
change direction again.
Yeah.
If you're taking sustained hit scan damage, like from a sentry, minigun, or SMG, break line of sight as quickly as possible so you can't be tracked.
Oh,
You can get
You were
creative
spotted.
and pretty erratic with your cloak. You can even fake jumping off a ledge if you get good enough at movement. Now,
I mean, that I don't think that works as often as because you can see the kill feed, and if you fake jumping off a death ledge and you don't see that kill feed pop up of like that death, then yeah, they'll know something's up.
of course, if someone just fires a few stray shots at you, sure, that's not too bad. But when you get hunted, this is when your evasion skills are truly put to the test.
Oh yeah, especially
So,
with the pyro.
Let's just take this example. Here, there is a pyro that is chasing us and intends to bring us... So, how do we escape him? Well, first, let's think about what he's thinking. Let's think about what we would do if we were the pyro.
Probably go up. Oh, I was saying he's probably thinking he's gonna go up the stairs or something like that. But then I think the spy is gonna bait him cloak by going up the steps, but then jump off at this gap right here, maybe.
Alright, we got him at the stairs.
Oh, I was
Gonna go
way
up
off.
there, took the
I was
ammo,
way off.
just gonna up, he went in there, he's gonna go for the big health and ammo. Right down here to restore and get the...
Oh yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say like there's so many ways you can escape from there, but I guess the pyro.
Yep, there he is. I'm just gonna air blast him off the cliff like that, and then I'm just gonna do a taunt, because it's really funny.
But of course, we aren't the pyro here. We're
Oh.
the spy.
Oh.
And we've just predicted his prediction.
Oh.
So...
Well then.
Alright, we got
Well
him
then.
there, he's gonna go up there, took the ammo, just gonna up, he went in there, he's gonna go for the big
Oh,
health
yeah.
and ammo.
Like I said, there
Down here.
like that section has so many ways you can escape.
Restore and get
Think about what they would think. Predict what they would predict. Use that
And then predict what they're gonna predict, what you're gonna predict, so you can counter predict their prediction, so you can make better predictions.
knowledge to go
Eh?
against the prediction. People catch on to the fact spies like to run for the nearest health and ammo, so mess with that expectation. Also, people like to check corners a lot. And
Yeah.
that's fair, they're good hiding spots. But once people check a corner, they tend to consider it to be clear. So, jump into the corner after it gets checked.
So it's kind of like in the hide and seek, where kind of the safe spot is where the seeker starts, because they technically start in their area. So you after they checked it, they're kind of done with that area.
Most people do not think to check twice.
Yeah.
Try and watch what they're doing when hunting for you, and try to find ways to back out of an area they think you're still in. If you're able to
There's
trick them
another
into
spy.
spy checking an area you've already left, you buy yourself a lot of time and waste a lot of fears. But do remember that running away isn't your only option, for you should know that spy is a gun.
That's
It
what I
has
said
really
earlier.
good range and is especially effective on pyros chasing you from a distance. Speaking of classes you're faster than,
I feel like that clip ended badly for him,
pyros chasing you from a distance.
considering he was at 35 health and being on fire after the flare.
Speaking of classes you're faster than, it's
Maybe
also
not.
worth noting that Spy is the second fastest class in the game alongside Medic, only beaten by the Scout. So as long as you aren't running backwards, you can outrun most other classes.
Huh. I didn't realize running backwards
So as long as you aren't running
made you lose that
backwards,
much.
you can outrun
10%. Wow.
most other classes. Even if you're disguised as a class slower than you, you retain your full speed even while partially cloaked, regardless of disguise. But you don't take knockback from anything other than air blast while disguised. Why is this important? Damage surfing! Soldier and Demo can use explosives at their feet to launch themselves.
Yeah.
So, why can't you? Timing a crouch jump with a rocket landing at your feet is a really good way to put some serious distance between you and your pursuer.
Okay. Cloak and Dagger.
The Cloak and Dagger is really good for the more slow and methodical spy playstyle. It drains based on how much you move while cloaked,
All
but
right.
standing still allows you to
Yeah, because I was thinking that there was a cloak where if you stand still, you don't lose it, but I wasn't 100% sure because
refill it while cloaked. However, you can't pick up ammo to refill it while cloaked. The fact you can stay cloaked indefinitely makes this watch really good for waiting in an area for a moment to strike, but the lack of mobility while cloaked can be a hindrance. When
Yeah.
getting behind the enemy, you'll often find yourself having to stop to refill cloak. When it comes to making escapes with the Cloak and Dagger, you can rely less on movement and more so on individual hiding spots.
Yeah.
Since you can sit in one spot, you can
Oh.
often trick players into thinking you've run further away than you really have. Only moving
Wait, so you... Because I didn't see any water droplets come on the cloak. Right? You saw it on the heavy.
often trick players into thinking you've run further away than
Yeah, there's like no water droplets on that.
you really have.
Whereas the heavy, you can see the water droplets there.
Moving when you're
Wait, what happened?
than you really have. Only moving when you're
What?
Worry slightly less about cloak
What
management
happened?
using our helpful little utility gun, the L'Étranger.
It's a
Simply
fake
equipping
ad.
this gun gives you a massive 40% extra cloak duration, with the added benefit of restoring 50% cloak on hit. Warning, side effects may include 20% damage penalty. Whether you're a newer spy that needs a bit of extra cloak, an experienced spy wanting to get more mileage out of it, wanting to reduce the low mobility of the Cloak and Dagger, nullify the reduced cloak of your eternal reward, or regain cloak faster for your dead ringer. This gun has a bit of fun for everyone.
I used to have to worry about running out.
I was wondering like why that thing like cut off right there.
Cloak, but with the L'Étranger, I can worry a bit less about my cloak, though.
It is hard
wish
to
I could
say,
be
at
using
least
the
for
diamond.
me.
So try it today.
Hey, what?
I wish I could be using the diamond now.
Oh.
So try it today. Anyone can benefit from the utility of this gun, but nobody can pronounce it.
Yeah.
5 to avoid detection.
Okay, there we go. There we go. The Dead Ringer.
I have to admit my bias here. I do not like this weapon. Basically, you lose the ability to cloak on demand, but it can be used to fake your death by taking damage when you pull it out. The only issue, it's often really easy to tell when this happens. So more often, people will just use this as an escape tool, or to force their way past the enemy. The issue, you cannot restore cloak from ammo, period.
But I mean, is that a bad thing? If like, obviously, we're trying to be more espionage-y and more like an actual spy with the cloak and trying to disguise. Like, sure, but if you're just trying to play it as, like, if you're really good as a sniper but don't really want to play as a sniper, so you just use the spy gun and play it like that, maybe the Cloak and Dagger will be more useful. Because I like the revolvers can do headshots if I remember right, or maybe it was like the Ambassador, but yeah, it suits a playstyle, and that playstyle may not be for everyone.
And this thing requires a full charge to even use. And the decloak sound is really
Yeah,
loud.
it is loud.
If you get caught in your decloak position and people won't get close enough to be trick stabbed, you're basically screwed. And since the cloak is instant, you can't even create illusions.
Gotcha,
Oh no!
Because you require damage to even cloak, and most players can detect the fake death, they most often know when you're coming and are more prepared for you when you show up, unlike with the other two watches. It is worth noting that if you disguise as a teammate, you can fake their death instead of yours, which can help prevent people from noticing you, but that loud decloak isn't helping.
Yeah.
The cloak is a tool for getting in and getting out. Use your map knowledge, movement skill, and mind games to accomplish both. It'll take practice, but when you know what you're doing, you'll vanish as quickly as you appear from nowhere.
Like a wolf among the lambs.
Oh. How did he not die there? Oh, this music's pretty good too. Oh, 2 health. 2 health. Wait, how, there's no... I thought he would have taken fall damage there, but I guess not. Oh, I guess it's only fall damage if you jump down, right? He just kind of like fell off from the window. He didn't jump off the window. Okay, so that was another part for the Spy Psychology series. How to Cloak. So I guess they must have patched it out. The ability, or not the ability, but I guess the debuff for being in water, right? Because he didn't mention it one bit. And I didn't see any droplets when he came out of the water there in that one section with the ad. So, not the Spy I remember. I mean, it's good video, still good video. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.